So yeah, we're going live from the beginning. uh, I will check one more time if everything will work. So like this. Yeah, does it work? Yeah, great. So once again, let's start from the beginning. I will close everything. Let me imagine that I will just open my 3ds Max, create a new file. So I prepare this interior once again because I don't have these files here from the last lesson. So let's just do that again. First of all, we will go here into create toolbar, and in a geometry we will need to prepare a plane for a concept image for our interior. So basically what I'm supposed to do here is to create a plane by click and drag my left mouse button. So let's just suggest that this entire room should be 2500 centimeters length and the same size for the width. Yeah, so we already prepared this from the last lesson, if you remember. And what I need to do next step is to assign a material of my concept art for that. You should prepare that concept art in GIMP last lesson, and it should be looks like a square, because we have a square plane here, and it's better to use a square texture for a square plane, because otherwise it will be just scale it and deform it from your original image. So yeah, when you will turn on your material editor from this button here, you will see that kind of material editor, or maybe that kind. So we will work with the classical one, with the compact material editor. You can see there is a you always can switch between this one and the classic one. So use this mods button here to switch to a classical one, like this here. So after that you just search your empty material from your material library here. You can see that some of materials is assigned with different textures, because I believe that the 3ds Max used my last used my last settings for, yeah, and I will reset all the materials now, how you will looks like. And from here you can see that I just select the empty one, and here in the diffuse map there is a small little button here. We're using a bitmap for a texture, and here you should find your directory of your image, where you put your image. So it should be my image actually in 3ds Max, and after that video I will share my file to just show everything how it looks like here. So I will use this image as a texture here. using PSD for that, but you should use your GIMP image. After that, I just drag and drop it on my model like that, and you can see here that my plan of my environment, of my interior is over here right now. Yeah. So yeah, let's continue. I decided to make everything a little bit differently from the previous method. So let's make all the walls actually, not by boxes but by the planes, because in the future we will add a thickness for that planes, and it will give us a chance to make holes such as doors and windows much more easier than we done last time. So let's begin from now. We have this plane with environment, and I want to add, for example, this wall here. Yeah. So but yeah, I suggest to make it to another. Okay, so let's do it that way. So, for example, we create this wall here. It should be 4 meter for oops. It should be 4 meter height, and for now you can see that for me it's 670 centimeters. I want to have it 4 meter. That means that it's 400 centimeters, like that. So basically what I'm supposed to do here is to add it here, and then I just put the pivot point by using this snapping tool here. Snap to the edges, and I will snap it straightly to the edge here. Yeah, oops, where is my, yeah, like this. So, and now when I'm using this rotation tool, I will switch off this snapping tool and just rotate it. Oops, not that. I'm doing that thing for a wrong object. So for now, we need to select our wall here. Let's go again to this pivot point, affect pivot only, using snapping tool for edges, and let's make it let's use another snapping tool for angle snapping tool, and let's just rotate it by 90 degrees like this. So now we can see that we have a straight wall without a thickness. But why am doing it, this wall like that? Because we need to create, for example, doors or windows in the future. For example, if we will have only a plane, it's much easier to make holes here. If I want to create I have too many segments here. Yeah, I forgot to remove those before I started my modeling, so let's remove those right now. Yeah, and from now, based on the reference, I can see that I have 2 windows here. Let's do that windows manually. by adding extra edges in the same places where we have a windows like that. So yeah, we will add extra edge between that horizontal edges. So we select this both edges like this or like that, yeah, and just connect those. Then we will put this thing here, connect, and let's put this thing here. The same with that window and with that also. So also for selecting a lot of edges, we could use here this ring option for a connection, for a selection. And if you use a ring, you can see that all the edges are selected by the ring. So, and again, connect. Now this is a really important phase of our workflow. We need to understand the placement of our window. For example, I want to place, I want to add my windows more vertically than the horizontally like that. So let's do again the ring connection, connect, and yeah, you can see that I have two squares here, this one and that one. In the future, these both squares should be a windows, but I will not delete those for now. I want to do that from the next phase. So for now, but I already adjusted this line as a line of all my windows around the environment. So you can see. And this is strange that I don't see this. Everything good. So what we're doing next? So the next thing is to create this wall here. It will be with the 1, 2, 3, 4 windows and one door. So, but I decided to not to create this window here. I will just make a door and this window. So you can decide your own ideas on environment. For example, I want to make this I don't want to make too much windows into my basically interior. That's why I just making that way. So when you select that edge here by pressing shift and dragging your mouse, you will create a new connected wall here, and you can see that here, for example, I have a window. I want to create a window here. That means that I just connect that edges. Once again, I connect those, then using that red arrow to move. Another important thing, to use the arrows to move your edges, because if you will just move it like that, you will completely destroy your model. So once again, I select everything, connect, and move it here. So this window should be much more bigger than these two ones, and here we will have a door, which means actually that this door could be a little bit much more than the window on the bottom part of that polygon. So I will just connect again these edges here and there like that, and we will implement that door over here, you can see, and the window should be over here like that. So okay, and for now I wanted to show you guys. Okay, let's first let's finish with all the with all the walls around your environment like that. So we will just move that wall here, and this wall should be somewhere here. Yeah, you can see that verticals here not connected with each other. But I want to connect those, so I just use this vertex selection, select the vertex which I wanted to connect, and use here weld, or no, let's use a collapse tool for that. It's much easier than weld. Weld should be adjusted by your environmental unit setup, but we can use a collapse. It's much easier, like this: collapse, collapse, and collapse. So right now we can see that we have all walls around have done already, and for now we will add more windows here. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 windows. I suggest to just add 2 big windows here, because this is a hall, this is the living hall, and living hall should be pretty open. It we will add 2 windows here, and another window here somewhere in the kitchen. So that's all with the windows. Now we will need to add one more door here, like this. We will add a door. So this should be a door. Yeah, and from now actually I want to just prepare holes in the mesh like that to add windows and doors in the places where I supposing to, like this and like that, and one more here. So you can see that right now I have doors. I have 2 doors, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 windows. Yeah. So what should be the next thing for me right now? I will go here in the modifier list. So when your walls is selected here as an object, you need to switch off all the selections here, and let's go to the modifiers to add shell modifier. So you remember that shell modifier from our first task when we build a house. It's really useful for environment because it can add weight to the outer space rather the inner space, or but only one thing which is not really comfortable with is that you can see that this angle actually it's not so good. I believe that it's possible to somehow to remove that, but I don't know. I will show you just an example how to fix that. Not remove, but it's possible to fix that thing. Yeah. So we will use the inner amount, 20 centimeters. I believe that 20 centimeters should be enough for our building. Yeah. So that's it. I believe that we should collapse that shell modifier to have a chance to fix some problems from that angles and everything. Yeah. So how we will fix that problems? We will just select, for example, that wall here. Let's select it, and by using here this planar setting, we could just make it planar. You can see that from the top view that if your wall is selected, you can see by these squares here that it's pretty deformed, but I need to have a straight walls because it's a construction building, and to adjust it, you can just use you just need to understand that this is the x-axis here, and by using x here, for example, yeah, we will make a planar it for a x axis. Or if you see the y here, yeah, we could just make a planar as an y, but our idea is to make it planar for a z-axis. You can see that z-axis will go straight and down with this blue arrow. That's it. And the same thing for the others. For the other walls, we just select, let's use a top-down view. Again, we select that deformed edge here, like this. Yeah, you can see that it's selected right now. And here, this is the z-axis. And by using z-axis, oops, sorry. No, this is not the z-axis. This is y-axis, yeah. So by doing that, I just make that line straight, yeah. Compare it on our world. Compare it on everything around us. So the same thing with that. Here should be x-axis. No. Again, z-axis. Yeah. And here should be y. Yeah. So that's it. Our walls actually prepare it right now, and you can see that all the things is place it in the same places where I suggested before. So that's it, but I just show it right now how this shell modifier should work for you, but right now I really want to go back if it's possible. No, it's impossible. I don't have a undo, so much undo to just go back. Yeah, let's go forward then. Or maybe I still have it. No? No. It's impossible from now. Okay, it's okay. I will just recreate the situation from now before we add a shell. So basically, we need to create all the environment before we add a shell. You can see that or maybe okay. It's up to you actually, but I think that I will just prepare a new walls everywhere. For example, here, yeah, I will have this wall over here, yeah, with door to the bedroom. And once again, I just go here into creation toolbox, and I create that plane over here. I think it could be like this, and once again I will add here 400 centimeter. Now I just move my pivot point to the edge here, just to have a chance to gently rotate it to the 90 degrees like this. And once again I forgot to remove, I can remove my segments here, so I will add one segment here and one segment here. That means that I have only one edges from the X and Y axis. And yeah, convert that into polygon, and same workflow as it was before. Just select the wall, make that we'll make that walls here and here. So yeah, basically let's imagine that this is the main wall of our building, and we will have here one door, second door, third and fifth. So let's just cut the doors then, and once again let's just prepare it. We just select one edge, make a ring selection, then connect everything, and let's just adjust this edge by our previous edges over here, and once again connect, and over here. Yeah, now we can see that we have the same sizing for the doors and the windows. Yeah, so let's make a door, the first door in a bedroom over here. Another door should be here. So also we have some small closet here. I don't really want to create it because I'm not sure, or maybe I don't know. Okay, let's make it just for fun. We need to have a closet, just a small closet here. I'm not sure that we will use it in the future, but let's do that. And over here also we have two doors. So the first one should be here, and yeah, the second one should be here. So yeah, that's it. Another thing that we have slightly different sizes of our doors holes, but let's see in the future how we will work with that. I believe that this is not a huge problem for us. Yeah, for example, in a bath and in a laundry, there is a slightly different door sizes. I'm not sure that this is the plan of the architect, but yeah, I will do these both doors mostly really close to each other, yeah, like this. So that's it. And now another walls here, 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 and here. So I would love to create these walls from already existed ones. So just select these polygons with this polygon selection tool, and by using shift you can just move it whenever you like. For example, here, yeah, you can see. And if you use this angle snapping tool, you can just rotate that wall into 90 degrees. You can see here in this little square there is a result of your rotating. You also could use numbers like that, 90 degrees. Yeah. And now you can add your door, your wall here, for example, and just make it longer. Somewhere here. Okay, so let's make a clone, not the clone, but the copy of the element over here and over here. Yeah, that's it. I select that verticals, put it over here, and another wall should be in our small closet from the kitchen. Maybe it's a closet for a refrigerator, I'm not sure. Okay, so let's do this small little wall over here like that. And yeah, I will just scale it down by the y-axis like that to make a transformation a little bit easier. So yeah, from the top-down view we will not see that planes because they are really thin. Yeah, but once again, when we have made our walls like that, we could use this shell modifier one more time, and it should have the same amount of that of the inner and outer x. Oh, maybe no, this is not what I really want. I just want to find that option to not have that strange angles everywhere. But okay, I will just fix those by hand, maybe. And for now, maybe I should not collapse the shell. I can just use the editable poly from the modifier list, actually, yeah? And here we have the same thing. For example, we want to just make this edge here a little bit more straight, and also here the same thing. Yeah, so as you can see, this problem will work only on the angles. So you can see for now that I already have my environment walls already done with all the walls placed in the same place where the blueprint showed, and the windows also in the same place, but I can see that I need to fix several issues here. Oops. Sorry. Yeah, like this. Yeah, that's it. So what should be our next thing to do? Okay, let's maybe add windows. For example, if I want to add a window here, I just select that polygons here. We will suppose that we not have any kind of windows, but maybe because we have so many similar windows, we will just create only two versions for those, and after that we will just add those into the holes. Yeah, so for now we just select this hole and move it here. Yeah, after that let's just select this hole, I mean not the hole but the whole polygons. Yeah, and put it somewhere here. Yeah, just to work with this, to have a simpler idea how to work with that. So when our polygons are selected right now, we could use this extrude button. Extrude should be assigned as a polygon extrusion like this, and you can see that we could make extrusions inside. Yeah, but you can see that this method is not really good for us because it will add some polygons inside the mesh, but we don't want to have those. Just need to find out how to prepare windows because I don't know. I'm not sure that. Okay, I have an idea. Let's make the same thing as we do with this shell. So we will prepare the polygon inside that edge. So we will use that border selection tool to just select the edge around our window hole. And here in this border selection tool we have a cap button. Yeah. Okay, also let's have a save for our file. Interior BDS Max course interior. Let me check. Yeah, looks like the stream is still work properly. Yeah, let's remove all these things here. Yeah, right now we have plane the same size as that hole, and how I will prepare the frame for that window. I will use the same method. This is my favorite one. I don't know, it's just really useful to work with. You just select again the edges around and connect. You just adjust your frame whiteness like this, and here the same, here should be the same, and also here the same size. Yeah, that's it. So I wanted to make that frame actually a little bit more interesting because one part of that window could be openable and the second part of that window could be not openable. So I will just add two more edges here like that. Yeah, and here we will add one more Okay, let's do that from now before we before we assign a shell on that object. So first of all, let's make that as a separate object like that. Yeah. And after that, I will add a few more segments to have that window openable. This one could have that option to open it, and the same here. So basically what I have here, I can already delete that polygons here, and also these ones. You can see right now that this could be a separate part for my window, because this is actually dynamic object. It could be moving. It could have a movable option, so I can detach it as an element like this. And by doing that, you can see that now I can select these both elements separately from each other. Yeah. So basically that's it. Now we can add a shell modifier here, and yeah, let's just let's just clarify that thing, that you can see that for our window we have a pivot point somewhere else, yes, somewhere outside our window. So to adjust that pivot point, once again we're going to the hierarchy toolbox here, using affect pivot point button, and let's put it in center of that object. So, and once again I'm using a snapping tool by the vertices to just snap my window in the exact same place as it should be. And now when I snap it here, I just want to add some extra size to have that window a little bit bigger than the holes around it. Yeah, like that. So that's it actually. From now we can just collapse that shell button here, convert everything into polygon, and maybe let's make that a small part of window openable. Actually, I decided to make it a little bit smaller, like this. I have the same amount, the same kind of window at my house. Actually, that's why I use it. The small one as an openable part, as a dynamic part. I just detach it, not as an element but as a different object like this. Yeah. And now when I going inside that object, I need to adjust a pivot point into this edge, or that. I think that this should be better. So I'm using snapping to the vertex, and we'll add that pivot point right in the corner here. So by doing that, you can see that I can open and close my window. And another thing, let's make that window a little bit smaller, just to have a more realistic feel for that. Yeah, like that. So now I can try to Open it. Yeah, it works. Great. So yeah, that means that we have Windows already done. And another thing is the glass. So for that glass, I will use that polygon. Just put it here, just scale it up and fill it inside. And the same thing with okay, let's first of all let's add some extra material to that polygon. Yeah, because it could be slightly transparent, so I will use this another material for that, and I will add some 20 opacity percent for that window. And now I can see that I have something like a glass here. So let's save everything again, and let's add another glass here. Once again, I just make a copy of that of that polygon. I will just scale it like that, move it inward like this, and adding a material as a transparency. Yeah, now we can see that all my window with the glass actually is still movable. We will not add some handles here for now. Maybe it could be our future thing. Yeah. So by doing that window, I suggesting to create some kind of object which could be placed in all these holes which I already create in the walls. So now I can just make a copy with shift, and when he asks me, I will create an instance for that. That means that if I will change something in that object in the future, it will be changed in all the other objects like this. I will use the toggle snapping like that, like that, and put that window here. But you can see that my window right now, it's not the same size. And when I try to, for example, to scale it down, nothing happens. But if I will use that object and try to scale it down, this is really strange. Which one is maybe okay? I will not use the scale it, because we will try to be as much as possible realistic, and we will just move these edges inside the windows like that. And the same thing with that window, but I suggest you to not to create a new ones, but to use that part of that window to make the small one. So I can make a copy of that object right now, and my idea just to cut this part from here, and let's just make a caps here and here. So yeah, this is strange that we don't have a yeah, because this is the second object, and we will use the second object. Let's put it here inward, and I will use this snapping tool to snap it in the angle. Oops, to snap it like this. Yeah, exactly. And only after that I can just move it a little bit inside. Yeah, that's it. And now I can just add that windows all around here. The first one, here the second one, and here the third one. So that's it actually. Yeah, we have done we have done all the windows. Right now you can see, and the only one thing what we actually need to finish here with is the doors, and I believe that doors should be the last thing for today's lessons. I will show you the pretty simple method to create a door. Actually, I think that somewhere in the primitives there should be doors. Also there is a windows, you can see. You can create a windows like that. Oops. Casement projected, yeah, like this. But for us actually this is not the thing to create the windows like that, because we really need to understand all the modeling tools and everything. That's why we're using the simple methods to create all the windows and the doors and everything. So if we have a window like that, you can see it's openable. Why we can't actually use the same object for doors? Yeah, so we will select this object, make a copy with the shift button, put it over here, just rotate it in a 90 degrees like this. Let's place it here. Let's make it bigger. So yeah, that's it. And now you can see that we just need to adjust the size of the frame to the door size. So the door frame have only 3 segments. The fourth should be on the ground, a little bit smaller. And we will use that window also. And also, yeah, I really like that we have a small window inside of our door. Let's maybe use it like that. So you can see that we just create only one window and make everything from that. Yeah, it's really useful sometimes. Yeah. So that's it. Actually, you can see here that our door is already could be open it like that. So yeah, that's it. And yeah, and the last thing is just to make a copy of your door everywhere. So you should put one door over here and between the bedroom and the living room like this. Second door will be over here in this small closet area like this. Yeah, but this small door actually I think that we need to make it a little bit differently. So we will just I think that we can remove that window here, because we don't need to have a window in the closet area like this. Yeah, I will just use this cap tool to cap that hole, and this one also. And yeah, that's it actually. Also, we don't need to remove that edges. This is okay, but we could actually. So if you select the polygon and then with the control you will just switch to the edges, you can just remove that edges like that. And same thing over here, just to make your model a little bit more little bit more good as a modeling part. Yeah, so let's make a frame equal sizes. We also don't need to have these two edges here and here, and these two edges here and here, and here we also have some extra edges which we could remove it. Yeah, so that's it. This is our closet door. We can also open it, and I don't like that this door actually has so much weight, because inside the house we could make much more thinner doors. Yeah, like that. And I will use that door right now everywhere else. For example, over here, the first door. Yeah, I will just use this moving tool, because if you will scale something you will find some problems. And also don't forget to remove some extra edges which you don't use to have some which you don't use for geometry, but they just you just have those from your previous. You can see that pivot point right now, it's not in the same place where I need to have it. So once again I will just move this pivot point into the angle of my door here. Yeah, like this, and it's openable. Great. And the last door should be over here. Yeah, I will switch off all the toggles right now and just have this door here. Last one should be here. I will also use that door with the small window, because this is my outside door. Yeah, like that. So that's it for today. You can see that we have finished it with all the walls for our environment. You have saw my methods for create all the windows and doors together. You can use your own methods. Doesn't matter, but for better quality you just need to follow my workflow. So yeah, that's it for now. If you have a questions, just put your question into forum or into comments of YouTube, and you can upload your model into this course Moodle. So there is a 3ds Max Works tab where you just can upload your work. So that's it. Let's try to work that way, and for that lesson, I think that's enough. Yeah, thank you.